However, while he will complete the first pass on the exterior looks for the Cutlass variants, he will move on to the Constellation Phoenix next, to allow design some time to flesh out some key gameplay systems for the Cutlasses a little bit more.
Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier, and this is Ship Updates. Now, I guess I couldn't figure out a way to really open up this one because, as you can see, there was some, there was some bad news for Cutlass Blue and Cutlass Red owners. I'll just let CIG explain it.
On the art side, Josh Coons finished images and videos for the Cutlass Black and moved on to create the base material and white box meshes for the Cutlass variants, the red and the blue. However, while he will complete the first pass on the exterior looks for the Cutlass variants, he will move on to the Constellation Phoenix next, to allow design some time to flesh out some key gameplay systems for the Cutlasses a little bit more. Chris Smith has been working on bugs for the Hornet and...
Now, this might not entirely be bad news because the Cutlass Blue and the Cutlass Red were still scheduled for 3.1. So they, with the delays the 3.0 has been seeing, they might pull an Aurora and they might end up in 3.0 whenever 3.0 arrives. Which, I guess is kind of a bright side way of looking at things. Overall, though, we did get some new-ish video of the Cutlass. A lot of it is video that we had actually seen before, but for instance, this video that I've shown this before where they're flying into the Cutlass and landing in Nox, but generally where the video would stop, it goes on further and it actually goes up into the cockpit and the guy gets into the pilot's seat and the pilot's seat raises up, so it was pretty cool. Here, of course, you see the side doors, and this is generally where it ends. But now he goes over, closes the rear door, and which apparently, by the way, is something that we're also getting in 3.0, locking doors on our ships. We're going to be able to lock the doors on our ships, finally. So no more unwanted, passengers, myself included. So that was pretty cool. They showed us this video of Grim Hex. They were kind of pulling a Cutlass Black out. And then they pop open the rear ramp on it. Nothing too crazy, too good. Hopefully, some of the video that Josh Coons is working on is something that we'll be seeing in a 3.0 presentation. Perhaps to go along with Gamescom. Now, of course, Cutlass Blue and Cutlass Red owners, it is kind of a disappointment. It doesn't fully mean that the ships have been shelved. It might just mean that they're on a bit of a pause, and he's going to be working on the Connie Phoenix, waiting for the med systems and whatever the prisoner system to catch up. I thought it was going a different way, to be perfectly honest with you. I saw the tweet from Sandy Gardner last week, and I went, "Oh shit, you know what? They're about to drop both Cutlasses into 3.0. That's where I thought this was going." And I was getting kind of excited. I saw that tweet and I went, wait a minute. They're up to something, because usually when there's a tweet, then, oh yeah, and the Cutlass Red was done on July the 5th. That's when it was scheduled to be done. So I thought, oh, they're about to drop something big. They're about to drop something really big. And I was kind of holding back, and I was kind of pulling together all these Cutlass images, and I was hoping to do a completely different video instead of this, and unfortunately it didn't turn out that way. Now, of course, Gamescom coming up, that's probably something that created a little bit of this issue. Maybe some people were a little too busy working on stuff for Gamescom, and this kind of fell through the cracks. Maybe the med system and the prisoner system kind of got pushed aside a little bit to, make sure that there was something ready for Gamescom, something like a big 3.0 PTU at least, hopefully, fingers crossed, release. And not just hey guys, we got a 45-minute presentation on Spectrum again. Hopefully it's not going to be that, you know. Hopefully it's going to be a 3.0, at least a PTU release. I think it would kind of have to be. I mean, this is kind of a special date because this was last year when they were saying 3.0 by the end of 2016, and that didn't happen. But overall, I mean, I hope it's just a mistake, an omission, you know, on that schedule where it looked like the Cutlass Red was done, but it wasn't, because one of the other things that I wanted to do, because I figured there was going to be some news on it soon, was the 890 jump. They've been working on that since March, and I've been collecting some stuff, and I was going to talk a little bit more about the apparent rivalry of speed between the 890 jump and the Polaris, because apparently those two are the fastest in the Corvette, and it's which one is it actually in the Corvette class. And so I was kind of thinking about doing that video, and then I looked at that date and I went, maybe take a step back from that and wait and see how this all pans out. So hopefully we're going to end up in a place where the Evocati should be getting their hands on it any day now, please. Or maybe even a general PTU release would probably be something of a better idea. Hopefully, you know, a month from now, we're all going to be playing 3.0. If not a full release, then at least a PTU version. We'll be taking our brand new Cutlass Blacks down to the surface of planets. We'll be driving around on our Dragonflies, our Noxes. Some people will be landing their Prospectors. I'll be landing my Caterpillar with my Dragonflies and having a lot of fun with it. And all this will hopefully work out for the best. And who knows? I mean, if 3.1 takes as long as 3.0, then hey, you know, maybe the Cutlass Red and the Cutlass Blue owners will get their ships right on time. So it may end up being nothing, and hopefully it is nothing. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and thanks for watching.
Quantum travel initiated.